Whenever you start, he will start the video
Okay.
and time.
According to Taylor, whenever I hear about shootings, especially ones that take place at school, I immediately brought back the room whom I was hiding. I recall the pain. I felt the fear that took hold of me, and I cannot help but to feel it all over again. This is a Taylor Schumann. She was shot and she survived in Virginia College, and she's in her book. Okay. She survived, and in her book she talk about her pain, her fear, and her hopelessness when she was shot by a shooter in the school and college. In April 20, 1999, the Columbian High School shooting was the one it's happening, and then it's been 20 years, and in 20 years there are 2,000 students are killed in this school shooting. In 2022, there were like 27 students shot, and then 19 of them killed. And you can see like the gunfire in the school shooting ground is increasing every year. How many of you know that? How many of you know that school shooting are increasing every year? Okay, yeah, that is. According to okay, according to the U.S. Department of Justice, most attackers have psychological, behavioral, and developmental delays. So that's what they think it's gonna be the cause that make them to this was what the study was showing. So we see. So what's happening when the school, when kids got shot? What's happening? So the students drop out. There is addiction. They're going on mental illness, and then because of that, there is a postpartum stress disorder because of what they're experiencing when they were what was happening in the school. So what could be the solution? How we gonna help the students can be safe? How they gonna be like focusing on their education rather than saying this is gonna be the day for our parents to like, what do we have to do? So I think like education is something like an educate like how the values and morals, and then empower those students to practice religion. So I know it's gonna be like maybe not related, but we know how the religion is really helping the students to be morally valuable, and then supporting their emotion to be founded by their faith or what they believe on their existence. So it's gonna help them. And then how do we gonna implement that? Because we have a right. We have a right in any of the schools or in college. We can practice that. So how do we gonna practice it? Because we know that, and I think in our I've been here almost 21 years. So I think every year we know that there's a shot at the time. So what is the practice can be done? So that's how I say empowering the students to practice the religion. Maybe it's gonna help them. that's some of the solutions can be. So call of the action, how we gonna use that? How we gonna use that? This is the effect, and then how we gonna spread our religious practice has to be done. So we can use the media, we can use the word of mouth and seminars using and teaching for people. So, and then maybe asking parents, asking educators, asking any support resources who's giving us. Probably maybe the practicing religion, maybe some of the solution is gonna help for the students. Okay, my name is Elsa. I'm a behavioral health student. I'm a mentor. I'm working for New Hope of Arizona and helping children, mentoring and coaching. And I'm advocating for the students and specialists who has, difficulties. Okay, so why we have to talk about why we have to talk about shooting in school grounds? Why it is really important for us? Because children in America live in fear every day. It doesn't look like it when you just Google and see how the mothers and even the student, and I don't know for you guys, when I come in every time, I feel like maybe is this happening for me tonight? I mean, maybe tomorrow. So I think I've been like an American crisis. If we don't see us as a crisis, if we're not safe, that means we don't have a face for each other. So that's a big crisis. So the other thing is, I think it's uncontrolled, the situation in the school, because we don't see that it's controlled by it. So I feel like it has to be more, okay, we're doing it, we're trying to protect it, but if it's not working, so we're not controlling it. So it's not in our protection. The kids are not in the protection of the substance. So for the review core action, so what we gonna do? So to vote for a representative who's gonna support the freedom of religion in the school system. So for everybody who can have that kind of understanding, gonna help for the students to practicing and to develop their morals and values. So do we learn in the school for you guys? I don't know, maybe in high school, but do you have like a moral class? Do you have like a value? We cannot even we don't have to teach for the religion exactly, but we can code something and then teaching them and giving them like as a class or putting them as an accommodation so they can why this is happening, because as we said before, if this kid has issues like any mental issues, or most of them have in the lower income, that's what I'm reading, and then the other thing is like they have distress, or they have kind of psychological problems, is a value in accepting, giving them more, I'm gonna be maybe suffer with that. We don't know, but we have to try that. So the voting for a representative who's really supporting the freedom of religion might help. And maybe some people maybe think that maybe religion has no place in school. So, well, we try it, because if you see like in a school, like people who has following as a Christian background or in other religions school, and then comparing to like a public school, the ratio, when we go into the ratio, we don't see that much of school shooting ground happening. So maybe giving them a moral and value gonna help. So people can develop their values. So yes, we may have said that, well, if it's not, but by giving them a moral supporting resources might help. So what can we do? As a mother, as a mentor, as a student, or as any of the citizen, we know that mental illness is real, and I believe bringing prayer back to school, not after they shot, no, we always say like, okay, our prayer and to stuff for the families. I think if we pray before they pass, maybe we can make a difference, because I always hear in the news that, okay, our prayer and to stuff for the families. I think with bringing prayer back to school gonna help in practicing their religion. So can we try it? Maybe it's, you know, it works for our people who are really third world countries. Maybe it's helping here, so. I know for me, I'm as a mother and as a child who has a need. When I drop my daughter, I always feel that I have that fear that, okay, please God protect them. I pray not only for my daughter, for everyone. You know, when I drop it, that's always I'm telling her that, okay, whatever happens, you know, God is with you. That's my belief. But for kids or brothers, sisters, or you know, anybody, this is real for me. So I believe most Americans live by fear when they send their school. Do you think, is there any hope? Research is done is to stop shooting in the school. I don't know. Lawmakers tried to change gun laws, and in some states they use it, you know, to accept that. In some, they did it. So, is there any hope? Maybe tomorrow or in the future. You know. I believe, in my opinion and in my background, we all want our kids to be safe. So teaching our kids morals and values and practicing on prayer gonna minimize the problem. That's how I feel. Thank you. I'm sorry.